So when our team get back from Amsterdam, Furry and Emo are in the middle of a lover's dispute because Emo is now a zombie. Brick hates this because she ships Narusaku hardcore. Pirate Ninja Senpai is late to the dinner party, and that's because he was stuck in a post above them and he was too embarrassed to say anything. Furry catches fire for some reason and decides to become a drug dealer, and Narusaku looks like it's going to be a redundant ship. So Brick takes this chance to get some good old fashioned Emo dick, and we can't forget that Brick is Brick, so she gets shot down fast. But her cousin Rape Brick shows up and tries his luck on Furry. Furry runs, but Swiggery Swooty, Rape Brick wants booty. Furry knows how to get rid of Rape Brick, however. All you have to do is call its real name out and it goes away. So Furry cries out, "No Man's Sky!" and Rape Brick is gone. This releases 3 infants from its deadly sexy grip. It turns out that the kid that Furry was trying to make into a sexy lady is one of them, accompanied by a reverse paedophile, a revidophile if you will, and Dio. The 3 kids try to get Brick and Furry to get it on in front of them, but Brick is still sore over Furry pretending to be emo for love, or sex, or whatever he was trying to pull before the diarrhea. All 5 of them come across an albino person with ginger hair, and his 2 siblings, James Hetfield and Fan. James Sama goes to murder one of the small children, but Emo throws a stone at him really hard, and albino Ginger tells James Sama to stop being such a dick. It turns out they're in town to take part in the chunin exams. Pirate Ninja Senpai puts forward her team, a ninja prostitute, a ninja shoot if you will, puts forward Mia from Overwatch, Gabe the dog, and Lice McGee, and a smoker lung puts forward Britney Spears, a constipated goth, and Chunk from the Goonies. The ninja boss man says, "Give us!" and sends them on their way. To be honest, Pirate Ninja Senpai is just happy to be rid of them. Before they can take their tuning exams, however, they have to sit their s.a.ts. The only problem is that there's 2 kids that look like old men blocking the path. Emo gets offended by their faces and tries to kick one, but Broccoli gets in the way. He gets in the way because he wants some of that sweet brick pussy and show her some sweet green summer loving. After the conflict is resolved, they get to sit their s.a.ts, and it turns out those old-faced young men were actually young-faced old men this whole time. Broccoli isn't a big fan of dashboard confessionals, so he picks a fight with Emo. Emo gets pink eye, and Broccoli sees that Emo is longing for death, so he mummifies him, but before he can finish, a turtle shows up, and Broccoli is deadly scared of turtles, so the fight disbands and they register for their s.a.ts. They run into Britney Spears at the exam. It turns out she's not that innocent, and her loneliness is killing her, so she tries it on with Emo. He's not that into her, but Chunk and Constipated Goth show up soon after, followed by Lice McGee, Gabe, and Mia. They're all there to take the exam, and they make friends with Kabuto. Kabuto sounds like a cool guy, but soon after they meet, a boombox guy farts. Turns out that Boombox has his ass hooked up to a boombox, and it amplifies the sound and smell of his farts so much that Kabuto throws up in his ass to leave the exam. Everyone cheats, but because everybody's cheating, they couldn't exactly throw out every single student in the ninja world, so they all get away with it. They all have their own way of doing it. Gabe the dog gets Gabe Newell to look over everybody's shoulder. The ginger albino plucks out one of his eyes and for some reason it floats around people. Boombox falls asleep and James Sama takes a piss. Either way, they're all cheating and very bad people. The test ends and then all of a sudden, Tits fly in through the window. Tits tells them to meet her at the Forest of Dank. But when Furry gets there, Rape Brick has returned. He knows what to do. He shouts out, "Assassin's Creed Unity!" and the brick disappears, revealing Revidophile, Dio, and Furry's victim once again. They want a written confession from Furry saying that he tried to turn a small child into a sexy lady, but they get sidetracked by Tits. They go away and another student gets the hots for Tits, so he shows her his giant tongue. Tits is impressed, no doubt, but she doesn't go for it. It reminds her too much of her ex. So she decides to start the test. She tells them that there are 2 blunts, one with blue cheese, one with AK-47. They need to have both to please the next examiner, but they're only going to get one each, so they'll need to fight for it. She sends them into the Forest of Dank. When they enter the Forest of Dank, Furry goes for a piss, and Emo gets into a fight with one of his stunt doubles. Turns out the stunt double was actually one of the ninjas from a previous episode, and they're trying to go legit by sitting the tuning exams, but Emo won't have any of that. He chases away the ninja, but somebody farts from far away, blowing Furry away from the group again. Once again, another stunt double takes Naruto's place. This one's the guy with the giant tongue. He smokes the blue cheese blunt, and wants our team's AK-47 blunt to get as high as possible, but Emo cuts himself and escapes. But when he does, a giant snake shows up and tries to kill him. Turns out that it wasn't actually a snake, it was actually the tongue guy. And it turns out the tongue guy wasn't actually a tongue guy, he was actually Sneaky Snake. But this time Furry's regrouped with the others. Furry tries to attack Sneaky Snake, but Sneaky Snake summons a buddy. Whilst this is going on, Tits finds a dead body. It turns out that Sneaky Snake was never tongue guy, he just stole his face, and Sneaky Snake is actually Tits' ex. She decides to go looking for him. Back with the group, Naruto decides to stab the snake in the face, making Emo jelly, and Sneaky Snake gets pissed off, so he decides to finger Furry. Jelly Emo fights off Sneaky Snake, but in one last fuck you, the Sneaky Snake bites Emo and he dies. Tits runs into her ex, and they get fresh for a bit, but Tit decides to pop a tit and self-destruct. But it turns out it's not Sneaky Snake. He's a very sneaky, and it turns out he just fashioned a mould of himself out of Sneaky Snake poop. This somehow gives Tits a tattoo infection, and she can't finish him off. The team decide to rest up, because Brick is about to have a very busy day. Hey guys, it's sphamedia here, and can I just proclaim how hard it is to actually say a Sneaky Snake, like, clearly, over and over again. But yeah, if you like my parodies, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you think a friend would like it, feel free to share my video, and I'll see you guys next time.